Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Seiko SNJ031 Prospex Safarnie. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Fangine. I think I'm going to review this next just so I can get rid of it. I'm not too happy with it. And Grover was really upset that I pulled his Pagani Design PD 1682, so I gave him my Tag Heuer Aqua Racer to wear for a while. Grogu ran into an old Jedi at Mos Eisley, and he was driving a brand new land speeder. Grogu asked him how he could afford a new speeder. He said he was looking for food in the desert and found a 20-carat diamond. Well, the first thing you know, old Jedi is a millionaire. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. I didn't do an unboxing on this because I bought it at Borsheim's, and thus I already saw the watch. So when I do an unboxing, I like it to be the first time I see the watch up close. But this will be the first time you've seen it in the box, at least on my channel. But anyway, it comes on this pillow. Seiko doesn't give you the fanciest boxes unless you spend a lot of money. And even then, they don't give it to you that fancy. But it did come on a nice pillow. So, here's the watch. In 1982, back when digital watches were still a big thing, Seiko introduced the H558, which was a hybrid digital and analog watch. This watch was soon known as the Arnie, as it was worn by Arnold Schwarzenegger in several of his 80s action movies, including Predator. Recently, Seiko reintroduced Arnie as the SNJ025. They also came out with a Patty version, SNJ027, with the Pepsi bezel. Later on, Seiko introduced two more, the SNJ029 with a khaki strap and this particular olive green SNJ031. These two had a few more differences than just colors, and this Safarnie name was eventually adopted by the watch community. I chose a Safarnie because I preferred the shape of the indices over the round dots of the original. I chose the olive green because I preferred the color. I did not buy this watch to review it, as it is a bit more expensive than the typical watch I review. Also, it's been reviewed to death, so I did not see the need to buy it just for reviewing purposes. For my recent anniversary, my wife told me to pick out a watch, so this is part of my personal collection. The watch is 39.8 millimeters at the bezel, 47.5 millimeters at the shroud, 50.4 millimeters lug to lug, 14.5 millimeters thick, has a 22 millimeter lug width, and weighs 114 grams on the supplied silicone strap. The bezel is a solid chunk of metal with no insert. The unloomed numbers and markers are engraved into the bezel, and it also has a lume pip. It is a 120 click unidirectional, but it has a weird feel. Even clicks have a different sound than the odd clicks. It's as if there are two ratcheting mechanisms. The action is a little stiff, and it's hard to get a good grip with the shroud, plus you can only turn it so far because of the shroud. The dial is a flat matte black, which is more like a dark gray, I imagine because this is also the solar panel. Seiko is printed on top. The Prospex logo, solar and divers 200 meters printed on the bottom. The word divers means ISO 6425 certified, as Seiko plays by the rules. The original 1982 Arnie only had 150 meters water resistance. The indices are lume painted on batons. It looks like they have metal borders, but when I look with my loupe, it appears to be metallic paint. There's a triangle at the 12, and what appears to be cutout indices at the 1 and the 11 to accommodate the digital display. I really prefer this to the dots of the SNJ025, which looks awkwardly squashed. The chapter ring is on a shroud with minute markers and 24-hour indicators at the hours in common field watch style. Minute markers make it around the digital display, but not the hour markers. Hands are lume stick hands, and red second hand has a lume lollipop counterbalance. Second hand hits the marks because you set the hands home position, including the second hand. At top is the digital display. Top pusher is the light. There's the light. Bottom pusher switches the modes. The first mode is the current time. This mode syncs with the hands, so the hands and the first time are always going to be together. Press the mode button again, then you have the day of the week and the day of the month. There is a year, but that's only for setting it, so it handles leap year. You don't see it in the display. And then you hit it again and you have a second time. This time is not synchronized with the hands. Hit it again, then you have the stopwatch. And hit it again and you have the alarm. Also, noted about the stopwatch. Hit the first pusher to start it and hit the first pusher to stop it. This pusher is also the light pusher, so you cannot use the light when using the stopwatch. So if you're trying to use the stopwatch in the dark, you're out of luck. To reset the stopwatch, hold down the top button. So that means there's no split either. The main crown is not a screw down despite the 200 meters water resistance. Keep in mind, screw down locks the crown, does not provide more water resistance. Still surprising for a certified diver's watch. The pushers are screw down, but oddly enough they lock in the outer position, which is different than most. The reason this is done is because the orange is a warning that your pushers are unlocked. It is easier to accidentally push pushers underwater than pull out a crown, so it is more important to make sure your pushers are locked properly. So if you see the orange, you know they are not locked, so you screw them out to lock them. The crystal is a flat hardlex. It sets well beneath the bezel. The case is a black stainless steel, but you can hardly see the case though because of the shroud. But as you can see, the lugs are part of the case. The shroud is a hard plastic. This makes this a tuna style watch. Tuna is a nickname given to Seikos with the shroud due to it looking like a tuna can. Real tunas are huge 51mm watches designed for deep diving saturation divers. These smaller 200 meters are considered tuna lights as they have none of the helium resistance. Most tunas are unique in that the lugs are on the bottom for a shorter lug to lug. This one though has more traditional lugs. The case back is polished stainless steel. It's a screw down and it has the Kanagawa wave logo. This is a solar watch, so you won't be opening this case back to change batteries because you don't have to. And I don't know about Seiko, but Citizens on their Echo Drive ones, they say service center only, so they don't want you to open it. Underneath the case back is the Seiko H851 movement that is used in all Arnis. This solar powered quartz movement has a dual time, alarm, and stopwatch. When I first picked up the watch, it was during the big Berkshire Hathaway event at Borsheim's and no one had time to set it up for me. So I just threw it on my wrist and went to breakfast. After setting the watch, I panicked because I noticed that hands didn't match the time and I thought I got a defective one. I googled the manual and saw that you have to set the home position of the hands. This movement will also eventually go to sleep in the dark and quit moving the hands to conserve power. The strap is silicone, but it doesn't have that slick feel or cheap silicone. It feels more like rubber. It's a nice long strap as it is designed to go over a wetsuit, plus it stretches. It has an unsigned buckle with one metal keeper. The metal keeper slides easy, but can kind of gouge into your wrist if you wear the watch tight. There's no quick release, but the lugs are drilled, so you can get the strap off easy enough. Here's the watch and my 7.5-inch wrist. As you can see, it looks nice, wears nice. And there's plenty of notches left on the strap, so you can wear this if you have a huge wrist. Once again, this is a diver's watch that's designed to go over a wetsuit, thus all the extra notches. Here we are on the loom room. I knew right away just wearing this it had awesome loom, so I decided to compare it to the awesome loom of my Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. As we speed up the time, we can see that the Seiko is keeping up with the much more expensive Aqua Racer just fine. They both are just glowing and going. If anything though, I have to give the edge to the Aqua Racer due solely to the exceptional minute hand that seems to outglow everything else on the display. But good job, Seiko. This is some of the best loom I've ever seen. What do I like about this watch? It looks cool and has a cool heritage. Has awesome loom. It's a true diver's watch. And it has this really comfortable long silicone strap. What are my gripes and groans? Unable to use light with stopwatch. Hard to get a good grip to turn the bezel. And some might gripe about hard licks instead of sapphire. I don't really care, but some might. Do I recommend this watch? Yes, absolutely. This watch is awesome. It looks great, wears great, and you'll have a ball driving your significant other nuts with constant Arnie quotes. This is a fun-filled watch. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Seiko Prospex SNJ031, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.